Everybody, it's Wolfpack again. I'm dropping another video on my ongoing videos of dealing with what we have going on in our situation in our law enforcement agencies in Angelina County. Today I want to provide proof. Somebody asked me, I think it was Lynette. Thank you, Lynette, for reading or saying in. But anyway, she asked me if I had proof of all that. Please, Lynette, look back of the other previous posts. Please, Lynette, look back at my previous posts where there are photos. If you need any more documentation, let me know. I do have the documentation that where I was released from the hospital. I have information that you can't get for public release because of the fact is that cops don't have no business to it. So I do have the proof. If you don't believe me, ask me, and I'll send you the proof. It appears that a lot of people are saying, well, he's just talking out of his ass. He doesn't have any proof of this stuff. And he's just trying to get out of crap or be popular. Well, today's video will probably end all that conversation real quick. And by the end of this video, if you'll stay with me till the end, which is going to try to make it short, by the end of this video, I don't know how you determine it in Huntington, because I don't know what words are allowed you can use in Huntington or not. But in my travels in the Marine Corps and the Army, when I get produced this kind of information from somebody telling me a story, there's that click in your head where you're like, oh shit, he's right. I wonder what if I'd have caught that. So here we go. I brought evidence today. You want to see that this is actually a ticket that was received on August 24, 2017. It was 374-82619 into my name. I should have blocked that shit out, but y'all know where I live anyway. If y'all get through 5 cats, if y'all get through 5 caps and 3 black powder weapons, 40, 50, 45 caliber, then you know what, you can have my damn house. But watch out, because my wife's pretty particular about this house too. She might shoot at you too. So anyway, and we know that there's unsafe speed, okay, on this violation. Okay, now let's explain this a little bit more. I'm not going to go into what happened in the situation. I'm not going to go into how the accident or what actually occurred. What I'm going to tell you is that this should raise some eyebrows. Now, as we look at this ticket, we actually will show that we have on here. You know, it actually has the. Oh, this is the other ticket that they gave me as well, but it actually has the latitude and longitude, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, it's latitude and longitude. If you'll notice, the latitude's here and then the longitude's here. This will give you the impression and actually show you the type of terrain that you're on, because it's on a slight hill. It's the one right there where Full of Springs is, and right across there's a sign there. Okay, well, on traveling on this day, I had an appointment. I had left at around 3:20, 3:15 from Huntington, and I was on my way to Lufkin. I was giving myself enough time because Harvey was going to hit the next day, and we had a report scattered rain showers are going to be in the area, and that it was getting close to the rush hour, and I knew that I didn't want to really be on the roads whenever there's a lot of people traveling, because I have a tendency to get lost and make a wrong turn, and there I am stuck in traffic trying to get back to where I need to go. Anyway, long story short. So, what we have is this ticket that was being written. What had happened was, the fact is that I lost control of the vehicle because of the fact of the rain that was hitting on top of this hill. Now, all this is semantic, because the fact is that I know you old timers and all you guys say, well, you're going too fast. You deserve a ticket. Can't you stay out of trouble? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm thinking of Dan Davidson here. His name just comes to the top of my head. You know, I know what he's saying. Well, you deserve it. You should deserve it, you know. I picture that old man at Boots sitting up there. He's gonna be up there at Boots up there for forever, or just sitting in his house forever, writing stories about something he never experiences because he never gets out of his door. But let me get off that shit before I create another damn enemy. But anyway, let's pay attention to something that may be you might be interested in. The fact of the matter is that is unsafe speed. Wasn't going too fast, but it was an unsafe speed of what I was getting a ticket for. Because I slid off the road. Okay, never happened to you? Happened to me. I slid off the road. Well, what I did at that point in time was when I slid off the road, I wasn't going too fast because I let off the gas when I was at the top of this hill. And everybody knows you're not supposed to hit the brake whenever you're driving. Plus, you got to take time because you got to turn on your wipers and you got to turn on your lights. Try to see where the hell you're going. Anyway, slid off the road. So, in the process of sliding off this road, I actually hit in the ditch where I couldn't get out of the ditch because if you're driving in a ditch, it's hard to get. And it was grassy, and there was about that much water. Excuse me, I know you guys are going to nitpick this, but there was about that much water in the ditch. And then I had grass. Of course, you guys know how slick the grass gets there because I didn't have no traction. So here I am, standing on the brake, going forward. I immediately got up to the sign, and you're laughing at me on this because if I'm lying, I'm dying. When I just barely hit that pole. Okay, I mean, I didn't know. It was one of those things where I was going, I'm like, I'm going to hit it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I standing on the brakes or whatever. And then I could feel my tires gripping, then letting go. Gripping, letting go. And I'm like, ah. But basically, no damage to my truck. No damage at all, but I tipped over the sign. Now, me being a good citizen, I know there's a bunch of people that probably are going to tell me I was stupid because normally when that kind of stuff happens here in Southeast Texas, people just drive off, take off. No harm done, take off. I hit the sign, okay. That's what we pay the text dot for. But for some really crazy reason, I decided to do the right thing. I got out of my truck. I did actually wave a family down, a woman and her son and daughter probably coming from school, pouring down rain, and I asked them if they could call 911 for me because I forgot my phone. She did so to tell them my location. I gave her $3 for the trouble. I went back to my vehicle to sit and wait for the officer so I could report that it was me who broke the sign. I did it. Don't put out no dragnet or the FBI or the DA or have the sheriff's department go away from their barbecue and have to get in the car, come down here. You caught the tater, okay? You caught the tater. I hit the sign. I run over. I'm sorry. Now during this time, there was at least 2 individuals that I just called plain folk that had the same thing in mind that I did. He pulled over. One old boy was so funny. He looked at me and goes, "Hey, I'll pull you off there. I'll pull you out of there." I said, "Yes, sir. I know you can, but you know what? I feel like I should be doing the right thing. I feel like doing the right thing. I'm gonna wait so I can report it. And then going about my business or whatever." And I said, "But I appreciate it." He said, "Come on, I can pull you out of there. No problem." Now, what this is, and I understand this gentleman's mentality because the fact is we're from Southeast Texas and we got a truck. By God, we want to put some kind of notch on our truck saying, "Yep, pull another one out." That's why we buy those trucks, to say to people, "Pull you out of them." That's just us. Another individual did the same thing. "I can pull you out of there. I bet you I can pull you out of there." He telling me he can pull me out of there so fast. He said, "You ain't got to get in the vehicle. Put a chain on it." I told him no, sir. I said, "You know what? I'm going to wait and do the right thing. I've already called the cops." Now, this rocked on for about 15 minutes. And during that 15-minute period, meanwhile, I'm sitting there in the ditch in my door with my cowboy hat on. Water's dripping down my cowboy hat, and I'm looking down. The water just dripping off from the rain. And then a sheriff's deputy car goes by. Truck goes by over there. Yeah, it was Officer Denby. He's going back, heading back that way. Never stopped, never said, didn't even stop to check on you. Didn't even, it was raining, for God's sakes. You're not supposed to get red. You ain't supposed to get out of your truck when it's raining. Ain't that right? If you're a cop, you're supposed to do that shit. So then I finally waited, and the cop pulled up. It was a DPS officer. His name is Officer, hold on, let me get this right here. I'm not sure I don't want to issued by 1415 Durham B, Region 2, District B, 5A. I hope you can see that. There he is right there. Okay, so he showed up and he called a tow truck for me to pull me out. Now it was going to cost me some money, but I told him what happened. He really didn't care about all that. He didn't want to be out in the rain too much. It seemed like it was a bother. So he interrupted me when I was telling him what had happened, and he asked me, he said, well, let me ask you something. He said, was it wet? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing up looking up at black clouds that are swirling over the top of me. I'm looking down at my boots. I wear ropers, and I got water up to my ankles on my boots. While I'm looking down, there's water coming over my cowboy hat. And he's in a slicker suit, yellow slicker suit, with his hat on. People, you don't know how much I wanted to say at that time, because sometimes I don't have the ability in front of cops when I get a stupid question to answer them stupidly. But my first frame of mind was very simple. And what I wanted to say, and I didn't say it, but I wanted to say, when I looked up and seen them black cows, I looked at him, I said, was it wet? He goes, yeah. I said, I was going to say, you damn right it was wet. It rains. That's what happens when it rains. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's I damn sure thought it. So he went, he says, all right. He goes back in his car and waits for me to get towed out the whole 9 yards. He's sitting there he's in his car. I go up. I get out, get my truck back in, gonna get turned around, get back in or whatever. He goes, here you go. You got out, huh? I said, yes, sir, got out. I said, thank you for the call. Got out. I said, I don't know. It had been a while for me to get home. I had to call my wife and I ain't got my cell phone on me, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, so he said, yep, okay, here, I got this for you. There we go. There's your ticket right here. Okay. Now, where this comes into play, and hang on, sit down, grab your cup of coffee or grab your beer, because this is where it's going to get pretty real quick. Okay. This accident was reported, okay, at 3:28. Okay. Now, when you go out, in other words, if it was reported on one ticket at 15:18, which is 3:20, and then on the other one, okay, it was, what did it say, 3:28. So there's a discrepancy in time because we had to take time to fill both of them out. I understand that. But here's what I want to show you is that, remember, we go back up to this where it says unsafe speed. Remember that? Well, Steve, I can hear Mr. Davidson already. Well, Steve, you had to be going too fast. That's just a good assumption. Because you were just going too fast and you got off the road and you got a ticket, so what are you bitching about? Well, because there's the fact that there's one little thing I can't get over. And maybe this could apply to you too, guys, is that whenever he said that I had unsafe speed, if we look here, let me correct it right. He said method of determining that I was going at unsafe speed was radar calibration. Now, I don't know about you, but let's put 2 and 2 together and add 1, and we'll come up with 5. How can you clock me on radar when you're 15 minutes away at another site? There was no witnesses that you interviewed. There was none there. They were all out of the rain because it was wet. And nobody stopped by to report on the accident. Nobody even stopped by to check on me except these 2 boys that want to pull me out. So let's say this once again. Unsafe speed. Unsafe speed. Radar calibration. What else does this mean? Because if he would have noticed that it was a crash, or he would have said it was a crash, then he would have had to mark that down, because then I could actually apply for any damage to my truck, or the other individuals that might possibly be involved would have been able to qualify for insurance on it. But since it's radar calibration, no, you can't. You just got to go down and pay the county. So to close all this, wrap it up in a short little video, I got a ticket for unsafe speed based on radar calibration of an officer who wasn't even there to provide any type of radar calculation. Now, I'm still seeing these old timers and these critics saying, well, you know what, you deserved it anyway. You know, don't care what that ticket says, it deserves it anyway. You know what? Okay. Well, let's go back and let's actually go back to what the law actually states instead of what y'all make up. Basically, this is false evidence. If a judge saw this come across his desk and was going to rule on this and determine sentencing, he would look at this and say, okay, he's going too fast, speed, radar calibrate. And now he ain't going to say speed. Okay, ran off the road, unsafe speed. He would actually look over at this little check mark over here in his box and say, oh, well, there it is, close the door, radar calibration. So in other words, see, what this ticket says is there was no assumption that the law was broken or unsafe speed was being traveled. What this says is that this was verified and calibrated, and this ticket is correct. And that this ticket represents exactly what happened on that day and the actual speed that I was actually going, which was unsafe but calibration. He doesn't say on here unsafe and then doesn't mark anything that he actually did. He actually could have marked the speed limit here at 65. Then this ticket would have been valid because he could actually testify whether he was going around 65 and that was too fast for the inclement weather, which would open up a whole different case because the fact is what is the proper speed for inclement weather? You slow down, I slowed down. They don't have that sign up there that says slow down to 45 or slow down to whatever. So in other words, this is a false document. This is going to be produced before a judge. This judge is going to rule on this citation based on evidence that's wrong. He's going to assume, the judge, that this ticket is valid because of the fact it was calibrated. The speed was calibrated on the vehicle. When it wasn't, because it wasn't possible. You couldn't possibly do it. You're too far away. Did he get out and did he look at the skid marks that maybe, because there is a class that you can take that I've researched that this Officer Duran has not taken that allows you to do an investigation to determine how fast the individual was going. And he have to go look at the damage that was done to the front of the truck to assess the damage and also assess the actual skid marks and the damage to the road or to the ditch whenever he entered to determine determine within 5 to 10 miles an hour how fast this person was going. So you can determine it was an unsafe speed. Did he do any of that? No, he didn't. He went, sat in his car, said, here's what happened. I'm going to sit in my car. I ain't getting my butt wet. I'm going to go sit in this car, write a ticket. That way my boss knows I was working today. I'll get brownie points because you know what? I got out in the rain and wrote a ticket. How many other officers did that today? Do you see where this is going? So, Mr. Davidson, I'd like for you to explain to me, in whatever law degree that you currently have or whatever that you can actually come up with, if you had this ticket and you noticed this, what would you do? Would you sit back and just pay the ticket and take it? Or would you actually go to court and question it? Which is what I intend on doing. Because not only does an officer of the law have to do not only is he required to do his job, but he's also required to do it correctly. And if we have an officer that's out there working for the DPS that can't fill out a proper ticket and provides false evidence to the court, how many times does the actual judge see these particular type of things every day? How do we know if they're actually even honest? In another video, I'm going to explain to you how Officer Denby comes back into this picture. But however, the fact is that that's going to be one for the books. Because I guarantee you, when I appear in court on this ticket, he's not going to be there. I guarantee you, when I appear on this ticket, he may have an affidavit saying that he's not going to waive any. They'll waive the charges. I've already got wind that's being produced. He's going to have an affidavit saying, "Well, I was wrong." Only after he knew that I had this ticket and I was questioning it. So, what did we learn here today? Well, there's going to be a lot of questions. There's going to be a lot of people say, "Well, that can't happen. I don't believe that," or whatever. By God, people, I got it paper. What do you want? What do you want to show you? It comes down to this: you get a ticket for not any speed that was documented, and then they call it unsafe speed because you lost control and went off the road due to nothing you could do on your own. And then you mark down how you determine that speed was calibration when it wasn't. You lied on this piece of paper. Simple as that. How many more times, or how many of these tickets that we process every day are based on a lie? Maybe if we could solve that problem, we would understand our deficit problem. Huntington County, these are the time of officers that you got out on our streets enforcing traffic laws. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. This actual document proves that it goes, no, that all this other stuff that I'm claiming, or actually that I've proven to you, that you know what, it not only involves Huntington police officers, but Angelina County, and now we got the DPS doing the same damn thing, all in our one territory. How many cops do we need in Angelina County to be pulling this bullshit? Fighting over territory for the almighty dollar for the people who travel these roads because, hey, now we're attracting freaking DPS officers write up bogus tickets so they can get a piece of the puzzle. They can get a piece of the pie here in Huntington. It's open season on drivers in Huntington. It's open season because they won't fight back and they won't even question a ticket. They won't go to court. They'll just pay it and move on. This allows crap like this to happen. This allows feedback to a judge to say, look, this is what kind of damn tickets that they're writing. How does the judge know this? When you approach it to him. When you approach him this documentation and you say, sir, this is wrong. This is how they've got me. This is what they're proving to say. That I was going at unsafe speed. Any judge who sees this evidence, no matter what it portrays on the bench, because he's going to be professional, but any judge who sees this is going to get pissed off at himself, and he's going not at himself. He's going to get pissed off because I can't believe I'm looking at this shit. Please tell me that this officer is not trying to present documents considering that I'm a fool, or thinking that I'm a fool not to even check it. Please tell me this individual who wears a uniform is not only making a mockery of the defendant, but also making a mockery of this court. Full of crap like this. Thank you, officers, for stopping me when I'm going too fast. Thank you, sir, for reminding me. But if you're going to do that, you want me to appear before court, pay money out of my pocket, you better damn sure have more evidence than this, and it better be right. What have we got right here before we even walk into court? Contempt of court. Falsifying evidence. You want me to go further? And this is just without an attorney. If anybody sees this and has a DPS officer they'd like to contact and get some answers, well, his number once again was Duran B. 14159 is his badge number, and he can reach into District B, Area 05, and maybe you got some questions for him. Or maybe next time you get a ticket, instead of just saying, oh damn, they caught me, or whatever, and just go pay it? Why don't you look at it and see what it actually says? Why don't we have a contest to actually produce the most ridiculous tickets that we get in Huntington and Angelina County? Why don't we do that? Hand them out every month, you know. Somebody can be the winner of the month, the most ridiculous tickets. Hell, we can get a damn wall sign. Put us a damn wall clipboard to put them up on. Put them out here in front of the city limit sign. Anybody, if you have questions or whatever, and you question this, if you question this and you can't see that this is wrong, and you cannot see, and you admit, well, that's, hey, well, you assume, sir, I'm sorry, Mr. Davidson, you don't assume when you go to court. You have to have evidence. Remember, it's that lady with a blindfold, with a scale that you should have learned about in school. It's called the Lady of Justice. And you got to have evidence. And it's got to be right before you convict somebody of something and make them pay a crime. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just because you think that he was going too fast, or it doesn't matter what you think. It's what you can prove. There's a lot of assumption going on in Angelina County. But more and more we find every day. There's a lot of assumption. Every day we wake up, there's less and less proof that it's going on. There's less documentation that proves what somebody says. So how can we identify that and expose that? For anybody that gets this video, press repost and don't press liked. Repost, retweet, do whatever you gotta do, because the blast has been set out from my computer and to my friends all along. This stops now. This situation is not going to go away. It stops now. We're putting Angelina County and law officers and actually the law officers, our city judges, our county attorneys, city attorneys, everyone who's wrapped up in this system. You're on notice, you're on blast. We're going to start asking questions. And we're going to want answers that are the truth, not this bullshit. If I'm overreacting and you think that I'm bullshit with proving this, I bet you $100 if you got a ticket like this, you'd be outraged too. I mean, damn, guys, come on, give me a break. If you're going to cheat somebody, okay, at least be damn good at it, man. That's what pisses me off and hurts my feelings the most. That's, you know what? If you're gonna give me something, damn, at least be good at it. Shit. Don't play me for a zip-zap fool, and please don't take the court system as a zip-zap fool, because you know what? A good judge, once this brings up, I'm telling you, I don't know who I got to appear before. I think it's Mr. Grimes, I believe, is who I got to go for, whatever. But I'm telling you, he's going to look at this ticket, and I'm giving him a heads up. He's going to look at this ticket, and he's going to say, you know what? Damn, I'm pissed. It pisses me off because it disrespects my integrity of my court. Officer, you just walked in here and disrespected me in my own damn court would provide me this shit. Get in your damn car, go do your job, and bring me something of evidence. Bring me something where a person actually is breaking the law, and stop freaking guessing. I cannot rule on guessing. I cannot make a judgment on guessing. Hit me up. Blast goes out today. Has started as of yesterday. Blast Huntington. Blast City, Angelina County. Let's start getting some answers. It started running around in circles. A couple videos I dropped on there too about some examples of other towns going through the same dang thing. And I guarantee you watch those videos and you'll see, yeah, the same shit happens here. But you'll see there's one difference, that those actual individuals that actually did something, and you know what they did? They got it fixed in their county. They got it fixed in their city. Because what they did was one thing. Is they stood up and said, we've had enough. We've had enough of you pissing on us and telling us it's raining. We've had enough. We've had enough of lying about actions that you said that you provided. Mr. Stewart, you reviewed the tape. No, you didn't, because you didn't have it outside the damn forum. If you actually say that you witnessed it and everything was professional, and you didn't see what happened outside there and the rest. But you're speaking from other people because somebody told you that. Is that correct? Assumptions, hearsay, and gossip are not evidence. I don't know where in Huntington it became acceptable. Did we learn it from Angelina County? When is it time for Angelina County to say we've had enough too of Huntington's bullshit? And we're tired of hearing complaints against our damn sheriff's officers and DPS officers and actually our city law enforcement. We're tired of hearing about this. We got to do something about it. They're bleeding the people dry. They're fleecing their own citizens with taxes, water hikes, and bogus tickets. It ain't right. But what are we going to do about it? Everybody sees this video at Gab, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you see me at, whatever you do, please do me a favor. Do not donate, like, please pass repost, and let's get everybody out there knowing. I'm providing these documentation, providing this video to people where we can start asking questions. I don't want to have to fight anybody, but I ain't scared to bleed. As I said, this could all been over with. There would not have been anything happen if they would just agree to actually admit they did something wrong, and if they cannot do something, there's power. That their power is limited to the law, but they can't do that. Some people yell, scream, and holler, or whatever. Not me. I'm gonna do what is right. Go through the legal and utilize the legal system and see where it goes. I don't want, and I'm tired of waiting on other people to actually notice this and say something about this. I'm sick and tired of people being treated like this. My government has the audacity to think they're freaking stupid and they can get away with anything because the people won't say anything. Well, I fought bigger bullies than this. Fought them before. I've been shot at and missed and shit at and hit a lot of times. The thing about it though is that when I when I make a stand for something, when I know it's right, I ain't quit. I'm not asking for everybody to jump on board. I'm asking you just to listen. Because if you do, you'll find out a lot that you probably didn't want to hear. And Wolfpack, I'm out. Another video coming up. I'm a bit Denby. It's gonna get better, not worse. Out here.